Good morning from New York. Today's subject is talking within your brain and the attempt to talk to it as your dramatic self, a higher power viewpoint, and a mystic love that heals the mind. Okay. The only way to approach life is rationally. So let's be as rational as we can be here. If you're doing self-talk, which is the way of the mystic, so everybody's a little bit of a mystic, really. Um, some are practiced and have methods, but yeah, talking within your brain is really what's going on when you're doing self-talk. It's one part of your brain talking to another part of your brain. The self is an illusion created by necessity, by you know social organization, the need for social organization. So there's this idea of responsibility and the idea that there's someone to blame. What goes wrong with that is the need to punish. That's just a little too crazy because it's your brain doing this functioning, and it's your brain that needs healing. It's lacking in empathy, awareness. Now, the path of the mystic is can be very healing if it's involved with empathy and awareness um, of your feelings and and the feelings of others. So, empathy is what is it? It's an attempt to love. So there are different kinds of attempts that we can make to love and meet needs. And one is creative, looking at things from a lot of different points of view and artfully putting that together, from which we get the virtue of art. And objective empathy, from which we get the virtue of truth, and compassionate empathy, from which we get the virtue of goodness. And our trust, which could be considered a virtue in these processes. Uh, well, uh, that's another virtue, and it's about feeling the drama in your life, experiencing it, re-experiencing it, which is a lot of what happens in dreams. That you're re-experiencing things, putting things together. But that's not all. I don't think anybody knows everything about what's going on in dreams, but that's part of it at least. They and in your dreams you're playing all parts. Your brain is anyway. So, are you the brain, which knows what you think and decide before you're aware of thinking it and deciding it? Experiments would say yes, but it wouldn't include an awareness of self. It wouldn't include the consciousness. You would be an unconscious self, just a pattern making brain coping with reality and trying to keep your anxiety low enough. And that's what goes wrong in trauma: overwhelming anxiety and helplessness to feel what you're feeling, to feel your drama in life, and to feel the reality of where you were, what circumstances were when you had this trauma, or during which you were having this trauma, because that's PTSD, developmental kind of blockages that trauma can be. So, is there a higher power? Can you see your brain as a higher power? I think that's when you're thinking of the brain, and an illusion can occur of it being a higher power. Well, it knows what you're going to do before you do it. So, in a sense, it's a higher power. It isn't sitting, it has a different time perspective because there's nothing sitting in between a past and a future, which are created things in your brain, helpful for your survival. It doesn't have that. It's kind of timeless. So in the religious mythologies, you hear about a realm where there's no time. That's your brain. Your brain has no, well, I won't say it has no time. It has, as a perspective. If you try to take on that perspective and personify it in your mind, which is what people are doing when they're praying. They're not just praying to something that's real. They're praying to something that they perceive, that they have imagined. So, yeah, you personify the brain, then your brain is a higher power, and its view of time is it's not caught in any drama. So its sense of time is much more flexible and less rounded in our usual perception of time. NDEs produce this kind of effect. Um, so, is there a healing involved with this? Yeah, talking within the brain is very healing. I've talked about it before. But not just talking, experiencing, being aware of the sensations in your body, having a communication with that, which again can involve illusion. To understand that, go to a brain researcher, someone who studies the brain. They can explain that for you much better than I can. But trust me, that's a reality. I'm a mystic. I'm a person experienced in communicating with my brain as a higher power, personifying it. Yeah. And also talking within my brain to aspects of that higher power, that empowering persona, which enters into our future as objective empathy to help us to feel what's happening to us in the present and see what we can do to make things better going forward. It's a kind of way the brain works. The other is reflecting on the past. And so this higher power of the brain extends its self, I call it your inner artist, extends itself over into the past. And there's where that's your compassionate empathy. It's about, maybe both of these things are relationship oriented, but definitely this is relationship oriented with yourself and others. And your experience of compassion there, and the good things, the bad things. So it's all about feeling what happened in the past and developing skills to love and be loved. So Yeah. But all of this is a kind of mystic kind of path where the dramatic sense of time and self exist, communicating to your higher power in one way or another, which is, rationally speaking, your brain, which you will never fully understand. I don't think. I can't imagine it that being quite possible, but we are learning more and more every day. So, you go to places on YouTube that are talking about the brain in a scientific way. Scientists in that regard are maybe the best to dealing with mysteries. So, in that sense, maybe the best mystics. But the actual communication within yourself is a kind of practice that the mystics do, and this is the depth. This channel presents depths of that experience, and it can be healing, certainly, because that way you're unlearning helplessness through the empowerment of your inner artist. I think that wraps it up for today. Let's do a short video. Yeah, you ask questions in the comments. It's a lot easier. Like, um, and to be sure to subscribe to the channel and comment so that we know you're there, because we're attempting to get more voices of people who believe in more empathy and awareness and communication. That's the glue that holds things together on this channel, not my particular perspectives. I am not the brand of the channel, and I am not the voice of the channel. The voice of the channel is anybody around the world who believes in empathy and awareness and is willing to speak up and share their expertise in whatever field, and talk about these subjects, and help people to heal their minds through a very deep kind of inner reflection, which I call inner mind communication. And yeah, so subscribe and comment, because we want to have you on our Zooms when we're creating Zooms. We've had 2 so far. We're creating Zooms, and they're in 2 parts. So if you don't want to be on the recorded part, you don't have to be. The first part of the Zoom is talking about what we're going to talk about and what kind of title we might want to give to the presentation. And then after that, then we start recording, and those who won't mind being recorded, well, they can participate and give their views and their questions and everything. So, and if all you have are questions, that's great. We should all question more and not be so certain, the way scientists are. Like the great Neil deGrasse Tyson, whose mentor was Carl Sagan. Wow, what a lineage that is. And Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's a great guy. He's got a channel called Star Talk, so be sure and check him out. He's got another really smart guy who's a comedian helping him out. So this is how that works. And yeah, be sure and check that out. And now, beyond that, what did Carl Sagan say that I always mention in the end of my videos? We are the universe knowing itself. Anything be more mysterious than that? That is amazing. So it's that viewpoint means it's not that the world is full of wonder. It means that you're part of that wonder, and so is everybody else that you talk to. So approach everyone and yourself with a lot of wonder and appreciation, and try the empathy. That doesn't mean you can't make a joke. Um, and a lot of jokes can be a little rough, you know. Um, but let's not be thin-skinned. If you get rid of humor, you get rid of something way too valuable to dispense with in society. So let's not be thin-skinned. Um, Jokes about myself, I find hilarious, and often quite true or echoing something quite true. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, it gives me a little more depth. It helps me to see my faults and how weird I might look to some people. You know, these big ears and this big nose and the goofy smile. Don't leave out the goofy smile. It could get me into a clown career at some point, perhaps. And then I might make some money. Yeah. Okay. So, and there is a greeting in India that means what Carl Sagan said, and then it's a greeting and a goodbye, and that is namaste. So, make a great day today, or a better day. You know you can. And namaste, y'all.